Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Smart Black Woman TV. You're in the studio with Vernita Williams and Charles Cummings. We're here today. We're going to talk about some things that went on this week and just what we've been experiencing. So we're going to talk about first this video that's been going out that has gone. I'm sure it's gone viral.
What video?
But this video is about a young lady and her ex-boyfriend.
Okay, yeah.
They have a child together, but the young lady has more than just that child. She may have, I'm going to assume, more than 2 more children. Well, during a visit with the ex, they met up somewhere, and this looked like it was, in the video, it was an office. I couldn't see much of where they were. They were meeting up at some office. But the father of the one child in question, the father bought McDonald's for his son. A lot of people had different opinions about it, and me as a mom, I have 2 children. I look at it this way. And I probably would feel somewhat, no, I would say I understand all the women and I do understand their take on it. I had more than 1 child. I had my other children with me. I guess I assume in this video, because you don't get all the details that you really want to get out of this video. You pretty much have to answer it for yourself too. But what the father did, and you give me your opinion on it, Charles, how you feel about it too. I just want to hear others' opinion, and if anybody else have comments about what this video was all about. And some of my friends, you guys are some of my friends. I would like to really, get to know who my friends are. So in Facebook, so always coming in Facebook, and we speak and we say hi and happy birthday. But you know what? I'd rather talk to you directly, each and every one of you. So I would like to hear your take on this video. And that's me. I want to hear from Tracy. I want to hear
So Mom, you said that
family. I want to hear from all of you, so I want to hear from everybody. Sunita, the Chicago cousins, the Cincinnati cousins, the Mississippi cousins. I just want to hear the answers and opinions that you have about this video. Now, the young lady has more than 3 children, and I'm going to move on with this. And he brought food for only 1 child. What is your opinion on it? My opinion, just to tell you my opinion, okay? Because you may want to kind of rebuttal my opinion, Charles. So I'm going to say it like this. So my opinion about it is, I feel as a mother, the mother was being a bit irresponsible. For one, to come and expose the young man, her ex, which is her son's father. Women have to understand it's not all about the father, it's the son you have to care about and the feelings of the children. Because she's so in a place where she's bashing him that she's not paying attention to what she's doing also to the child. So the man bought his son McDonald's. He did not buy food for the other children. The mother got very upset with the father and said, I have more than 1 child. I'm not going to allow just my 1 child, your child, to eat in front of his siblings and they not eat. So she threw the food in the trash. I disagree. She was irresponsible on her behalf.
I feel like the only way that she could have expected for him to bring all of the kids some food was if they were in a relationship, if they were dating, if they were still together in some sort. That would be the only way a human being could expect something like that. It just doesn't even make sense. But why would you call and ask him to bring the kids something to eat in the first place? You know, that's kind of like a responsibility for yourself.
Mhm.
And you don't have, unless you with someone, it doesn't make sense if, even if you're like in a new relationship with someone and you wanted some help with the food. That's not the way you would go about it. You
Right.
don't want to you don't want to call your ex and ask your ex to bring some food for the kid. You know, that's just it sounds a little messy to me to begin with. Like,
Right.
why were you even in that situation to even have to post it, you know? And
Yes.
it just sounded like she wanted attention to me, really. It was just, it didn't even make sense.
Well, I feel like who didn't want attention? Who were you saying who wanted attention? She did.
Oh, yes, the girl, the chick did. No, the guy
You know,
didn't want
yeah,
anybody to
she
know.
was
He
just
was
being
like, "What are you on?" You know.
well. The shameful thing about it is, as a young lady that has three children of her own, and upset because this man did not bring McDonald's for the other children, her reaction should have only been about feeding the children, not what he did. Because
And if you wanted me to bring food for all the kids, you should have said that. Just be. You should have said, "Bring
right,
something for X, Y, and Z," and
can
make
you
it
pick
be
up?
specific, or else don't be mad. You know, and people shouldn't get into anything having expectations already. You have all these expectations, and that's how you end up getting your feelings hurt. You know, if you just stop having all these expectations for every person in your life, it'll be a lot easier.
Exactly. So I just felt that the mom was being a little bit she was being irresponsible when it came to her children, and she should have fed all of them, and he shouldn't have
Her
wanted
own damn
McDonald's
kids.
anyway. He could have. Her position was supposed to tell him, "You no, and that's okay. He doesn't need McDonald's. He doesn't need McDonald's. He ate already,
Right.
and that's it." But she's so busy wanting to expose him. So I wanted to talk about that because it brought on a lot of attention to a lot of people and how they felt. A lot of people disagree. A lot of people disagree because they felt that if he was going to bring
I
food, he
agree.
should have brought
Drop
it
the
for all the
expectations.
children. But I'm going to put it this way: with these nasty women out here, and I'm sorry and I apologize, and I hope that a lot changed when it comes to the children and sharing the communication of your child's father. Because if you love your child, you have to love his father too. I'm sorry. A portion of you have to love something about him enough that you get along with them during your child's upbringing. During your child's upbringing is the most important development of your child. It doesn't matter after the child is grown and make his own decisions and understand more about his parent. Then I don't think women should have so much stress upon the kids. Yes, I know. My mother was a different type of mom, and I commend my mom the way she was. She would say, "Oh, your dad will be back. Oh, he didn't mean it. Oh, he did this." She made all of the excuses for my daddy. Yes, and but at the same time, my dad would pick up from he would come back, and whatever questions that I had, I was able to communicate with my dad, and he also made me feel comfortable. As a child, that's what children should be.
Hmm.
There's too much bickering and going back and forth and fighting, in with ladies. Let's put
In
it the
front of the
shoe.
kids,
How
in
about
front of the
this?
children.
How
Hmm.
about this? Let's put the shoe on the other foot. Hmm. Right. Because as soon as you get to your dad, your ex's house, and his woman he has all the children with him. He has his children now. Okay? He has three. No, better yet, shoe is on the other foot. He has one other child to feed. I mean, she
Mm.
has. So he has one other child to feed. When the females show up, she's going to feed only her child. That is what
Right.
we've been dealing with today in relationships. Because you women have your comments about the man, put the shoe on the other foot, and I know you hush.
But I think things should be more. gravitated towards the solution based
Exactly.
issues, and if you want to post it on Facebook, on live, at least come with a solution, at least ask. If you want everyone in your business like that, then at least ask the people for advice, because it seems like you don't know what to do in the situation, because you're going about it the wrong way. And it seems like you're not going to do anything except make yourself matter,
Right.
and you still don't have a solution. The kids still don't have no food, and you didn't know your
Today.
your baby daddy probably had to go borrow that money from his new girlfriend just to bring the food for the little kid, and you done threw it away, and that's how kids end up not even having a daddy to begin with, because the mama done threw the McDonald's away. And that's an issue right now. Kids don't have fathers because of their mothers' poor behavior. And I think
Exactly.
that's an example, a prime example of that right there, and it seems
Exactly.
childish. If we want to be, everyone wants to be grown, but no one is willing to do the work to actually be grown, being
Yeah.
grown is not calling your baby daddy and asking him for some McDonald's for one of your kids and you have three. That just sounds silly, to me. And I don't know, to each his own, but to me, that just sounds retarded. It
Right.
don't make sense. And you mad and you want attention for it. But like I said, solution based issues. If you don't know what to do, ask for advice. I think that's the most important part. Before we start passing judgment about anybody else, at least I always try to give a solution for it and solve the issue. And if you ask me, I can't see myself in that situation where I would do that. I would have to figure it out. I'm not a parent, but if I was, I know that I would have to figure it out on my own. And that's what it's about. That's what being a parent is about. It's about figuring it out on your own for you and your children, whether you have a spouse or not. And it's always going to be the same thing because those are your kids, and your
And
spouse
they're with
probably
you.
has his own kids. So
Mm-hmm.
it really doesn't make sense. And if you didn't have any money, you should have went about it in a different way. I don't have no money to feed the kid, and you kind of have a good conversation. But just yelling at each other, I don't think that's gonna fix the problem or get anything done. You know,
Exactly. And you want the other kids to
they
have,
just wanted to be on
maybe
Maury.
maybe their dads should, hopefully their dads see the video, because those were also someone else's children. So hopefully
Hopefully,
the
the dad
dad
take it
and other
down.
children see the video too. We have to do exactly what you said, Charles. There has to be resolution. If you want to put your business out in the street, at least be smart enough to come back, rebuttal all the communication that has gone on, however you feel. At least we'll know the both sides, pretty much the sides to the story, and also that dad too. What was his take on it? We can have all the comments in the world, but them two are the ones who know the answers to what has took place. So just moving on.
Right, because I don't want to spend no more
No
time on
positive,
that one.
everyone. You try to make a resolution, try to have a better communication
A
with
God-based
co-parenting
resolution,
when it comes to
importantly,
children. Say that again.
a God-based resolution, more importantly,
Yeah,
um, just in it sounds cliche, but it doesn't matter what situation you end up in or what the case may be. You kind of try to need to find your way back to God and handle it in a godly way, and just clean up what you do, and just watch what you hear, what you allow to go into your eye gates, your ear gates, and what you put in your body to begin with, and what you allow your children to put in their bodies. It's
yeah.
about being healthy as well. The
Mhm.
problem, he bringing McDonald's. Mama should have been cooking. Cook for the kids. Show the kids what my mother showed me. And I know that everyone didn't grow up with that, but we got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
And you got to take it back to the basics. And for me, the most basic for me is God, starting with God. That's the most basic place for me. And I always find my answers in God. And we have to figure out, no matter what the case may be, I'm sure there's always a path that will lead back to home base, which is your home, whatever God that you pray to, but find your way back there and find your peace there. And I think that would be
Exactly.
a good start. Hmm.
Exactly. So yeah, so that was very good suggestion for everyone. Advice, take on good advice. It's time for us to start moving forward and positive and looking at our life much more serious because we have a lot going on, with social media also. um, we're more exposed now, and what we have to put out and expose, at least have some resolution and have God in your life enough so you can reach everyone and everyone feel your direction and where we're going. So anyway, we're going to move forward. So we had a few topics we really wanted to talk about today, and Charles
Yeah,
was
some fun
bringing them
topics. They're fun.
to us. So we were going to have a discussion. So he asked, to come on the show so that he and I can have a discussion and go over some of these topics. These are day-to-day communication of things and things that we go through every day. So you too can join in, with answers and opinions because
Right.
this
We
is what
want to hear
it's all
y'all
about.
answers too.
Positive thinking. So everyone needs a little time in their life. They can take some positive thinking and somewhere to have a little fun because this is now our outside. So come on outside with us here at Smart Black Woman TV. Charles and I. Let's go, Charles.
Yes, and these are some cards that I ordered from a guy on Instagram. He's a cool guy. His videos. He's called Ace Metaphor. Really, he's Ace Metaphor, and the cards are called Tonight's Conversation, the card game. So I wanted to just throw a shout out to Ace Metaphor for these cool cards that I ordered from his website. You can go on his website, check them out. Um, but I pulled a few. Mom and I, we went through a few cards, and we decided what would be appropriate for Mom and I to discuss.
Right.
Some topics I don't want to discuss with my mom. That's just me. But
We had to pass some of the cards. The
right.
pass.
But I would like for everybody to get involved, and I want to hear everybody's answers because you never know. Some of these questions can help anyone, whoever else is watching the video. So it's always fun to just get different perspectives and points of views of things, and you never know who you can reach out to and help. But the first card, it says, "How do you tend to your mental health?" And I was gonna skip that card because I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, but how dare I skip that card at the same time? So
Right.
how do you tend to your mental health?
Exactly.
That's a
Tell us all about it, Charles.
okay. Um, I think tending to your mental health, I'll break it down in just like one day, like a daily routine of one day in the life of Charles. Um, it's important because this topic is important because when I think about it and collect all the things that I do in one day to that contribute to my mental health, I'm like, dang, that's a lot of work that I put back into myself. But when I tell you it's the most rewarding thing on the other side of it, the more you pour it into yourself, the better you feel about yourself at the end of the day, really. But my mental health, my first thing of my daily routine is I try not to pick up my cell phone. Do you know how hard it is to not
Oh,
pick up your cell phone first when you wake up in the morning? That is one of the toughest things. I thought that waking up in the morning would be tough for me, just getting up early and ready to go work out and things like that. But no, it's picking up my cell phone. I think within one week, last week, I think I picked up my cell phone first, or I was succeeded by not picking up my cell phone 2 days out of the week, and all the other days I failed at it. But I
I
love
can do it.
to.
I can do it. I'm not doing my phone now too much.
And they say, right, you end up in your cell phone way too much, and we give our cell phones way too much power. If we pay attention to the things outside of our cell phones, like the nature just outside, when I go out running in the morning and I listen to the birds and I even watch the birds, today I was just wanted to touch a leaf, because I forget sometimes how beautiful it is, and it feels good. The weather is good right now, so But back to my routine. I'll start rambling. But my
Gotta
routine, I
stop.
like to wake up in the morning. But I like to start with my affirmations. Those are the most important. That's the most important part of my day is starting with my daily affirmations. And I listen to different artists like Landrell. He's a good one. I'm sorry. He's a good one. Um, Mainly him. I start with him, and he has some pretty good music and affirmations. But it's just telling yourself that what you can do instead of telling yourself what you can't do. I think it's easy for us to fall into how a lot of us were raised, where some of us we feel like we can't do certain things, and but I think it's important to not forget that for us to not forget that we can do anything. Anything is possible. Mom, what does that comment say? Can you see it? Let me see. I want to get everybody else's opinion.
Hold on, what
You
is
can't
this?
see it. My mom don't have her glasses on.
It you and I left it over there.
She like to act like she don't
About
need her glasses.
and enjoy
Pray,
my life.
forgive, have boundaries, and enjoy my life.
Okay, I can see a little bit.
That's right. That's right. Pray, forgive, have boundaries, and enjoy life. Exactly. That's what it's about.
Exactly. Yes.
Um, but
Exactly.
yeah,
That's
starting my morning, getting my morning, my mental health. Yes, having a therapist has helped so much. Just having a having my therapy, um, eating healthy, watching what I listen to, the people that I hang around, all of those things. So every day it takes effort for you to get those things done. So when it comes to mental health, I think that it definitely requires work on our behalf. And Mom, I guess you can answer the question too.
right.
My
Because
answer was wrong, right?
you can go. You can go. Well, I've always been pretty much very it's a I have a silent part of me where I walk very careful. I pay a lot of attention to a lot of things. A lot of things. I'm very observing. So therefore, my mental health, I would say, would be more so of starting my day. My day starts with just small, just it's short. Charles, you have a busy morning that you start. Mine is a little slower, so I just pretty much every day. I'm working every day, so I'm preparing myself for work. And that too. Because when you're not working after you work so long, then there's a different feeling that you actually get. Some people get lazy. Some people get just lie around. When every day you're getting up, you're vibrant, you're starting your day, you're getting prepared for work. On the weekend, sometimes it's just like a lazy, take your time, don't want to move type of time.
Right,
So,
right.
but I'm comfortable with that, and it's good that you share that. I'd like to move to the next card.
It's good that you share that.
Hey, I see you
All right.
chose that card.
Now, this is a dating question when it comes to dating. Which of your dating standards are absolutely non-negotiable, and explain the reason why that you chose that answer. You want to go first, Mom? Ladies first.
Well, I'll go first because I'll go first only to say when I was single, of course, I have my king chocolate. But during that time, I was dating. I was dating, different people. I didn't have just one, but As soon as I made my decision, which came very fast. Because sometimes you want to date, and you start dating, you date this one, and then you go out with that one, and then you gotta dump it, and then you date
So
someone
which
else. But
standards would you?
sometimes some of those dates overlap. They overlap, but you're not gonna. So you just active.
Right.
No, not what I'm saying overlap. But it's not it's just dating. You can date. You don't have to be sleeping with the person to date. You can date,
Right.
and that's what
Right.
I'm saying. You got to know that you want to be with the person you want to be with. That doesn't mean you're sleeping
Absolutely.
with that and sleeping with that when you're sleeping with that when you're sleeping with that. You can't do that, because
But
you have
but
to make
mom, but
a
mom,
decision to move on. I
but it
understand
says
what that is.
which one of your standards? But as the question it says, which one of your standards is absolutely non-negotiable?
Right. How do I get into dating?
I don't know because
So
I'm
do
like
you?
I don't know if I got the answer out of that what you just said. I don't know if
Sorry about
I
that.
maybe I didn't
I
miss I
guess we
missed
need to
it.
go
I
to the
didn't.
conversations we were having earlier, and I just dropped over into one of them. But
Right, I'm like, Mom, we talked about that before we got on live.
okay, which standards?
But
So the
which
standard.
standard
Okay, the
is
standard.
non-negotiable? Which one of your standards is non-negotiable?
A man without his life not together. So it would be this. That standard would be financially. It's not
So
negotiable.
ambition, would you say ambition or financially is pretty much what you mean?
But I would say financially.
Okay,
It's not
okay.
negotiable to not have anything.
So if he don't have his money together, then that's like all the bets
Oh
are up if
well,
he ain't got his money together.
I'm talking like you. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was just speaking on today. Today this is what you look for. But I will
Right,
tell you,
right.
that was not one of
Well, this question has nothing to do with your situation already. No, but like this is if
No,
you are
it didn't have anything to do with anything. It didn't have anything to do with even when I was in dating. That was not one that was not one that
right.
was non-negotiable. So I don't know why I had that answer.
Well,
So, but
well,
anyway,
I'll
let me
answer.
see. You know what? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Non-negotiable.
It's not
Affection.
hard for me.
Here it is. This is for me. Affection. You
Affection.
have to be affectionate.
So you
Non-negotiable.
say like
Yeah.
intimacy.
Yeah.
Okay, I can vibe with that. I can feel that. If someone doesn't have intimacy, it is hard because to even read a person when they are not affectionate and find out ways to be affectionate without having sex.
Right.
I think people put too much emphasis on sex, and there's just so many other beautiful things that you can share with a person outside of sex.
Exactly.
So I like the answers on. I like your answer on that one. I like that one.
What is
Now, if you
yours? What
ask,
is yours? Yours, you disagree with mine.
yes, yes, yes. No, no, no,
Okay.
no. You got
Okay.
your own answer. I'm gonna have my answer. That's the beauty of it. Mama and son usually have different answers about things. But
See?
which of your dating standards are absolutely non-negotiable and explain? So for me, I'm gonna have to say it's it comes down to just loyalty. And when I hear the word loyalty, I feel like so many things can be, it's so broad, and so many different things can fit into that one bucket. So that's why I think that one is
I
really important.
totally agree with you on that one.
That one is really important to me. And you can love someone and not be loyal to them, because you can be intimate, show affection with someone and still not be loyal to them. You can being in a relationship. You can be married to someone and still not be loyal. So I think loyalty is like the non-negotiable one. If you are loyal to me, there's a lot. I would put up with a lot from a person that's loyal to me. And I'm not to say that I'm ready to put up with anything from anyone, but I just learned in life that you're not going to get a person that's going to have everything that you want on your list. Right. They're not going to come like that. It doesn't happen that way. People are not that way, but people can learn to fall in love with one another and make changes to prepare themselves for a person. I think that's what people can do, and that's the beauty of things. But so no one's going to come exactly the way we think that they should come. You have to be willing to accept the person for who they are, and meet each other halfway. I think that's the safe place when it comes to that. But I don't want to keep going. But loyalty, I can go all day about loyalty. That's my thing right there. But yeah, I'll keep it short right there.
I agree. I can agree with you on that. You're absolutely right. And loyalty goes a long way.
Yes.
Loyalty, yes. I like that. Okay.
Y'all are gonna be so mad. Hold on.
So, thanks a lot, everyone, for joining in. But if you have any comments, come on in and give your comments. So we would like to hear what you have to say. We're trying to be more touching to everyone. We got to reach one. Each one teach one. Each one reach one. So that's what we are today. So come on, y'all. We're going to reach you. I know a lot of my friends out there, you're strolling Facebook. Stop. Say something. Let me hear what you have to say, what opinions you have. And by the way, Charles has stepped out for a minute, and I'm going to just continue to speak and move forward. I was going to go on a break pretty soon, but this break hasn't happened, so we're going to be going on a break pretty soon. And now would have been a good time. So currently, looks like now I'm the only one in the room. So right now, we're going to go take a small break. So we'll be right back with you on Smart Black Woman TV. Thanks for coming. NPNTv. Well, it seems I lost Charles, but I guess he may come back in. I'm not sure if he's coming back in or not. But I want to go to, there was another video I had saw this week, and it kind of, I had a few comments about it, and you may have seen this video. Some of you, I think I saw one of my friends made a comment about it in this particular video. And this video was that there was a lady, she went to the bank, she pulled up in the drive-thru. When she pulled up in the drive-thru, she, you know, little chute you send your money to up through the bank. Well, when her money came back, she was waiting on her money to come back after a withdrawal, and she got someone else's information from the bank. So she had their money and she had someone else's driver's license. So she immediately sent it back up to the chute. The person got her information and drove off. So this lady was living to the max. Like I said, to the max. And she was screaming, and she went into the bank, inside the bank, and she was telling them, where's my information? And she said, did you make a mistake and give that other driver my information? And then the lady said at the bank said, yes, I apologize. We made a mistake. We got mixed up, and we sent your driver's license information to the wrong chute. So now think about that. How would you react in a case like this? Would you be calm and understand that mistakes do happen, and you wait on the bank to help you as much as they can, and they make you comfortable, and they block your account, and you're just comfortable? Or do you go off on a rampage because this stranger has your information, and now you and your $500, because you just withdrew $500 from your account, and he's gone. The driver is gone. And she's livid, and she's cursing, and she's not stopping, and she's going on and on and on, and she's being loud, and she threatens them that she's going to use her friend's Glock, because her friend has a Glock, and she's going to shoot everybody. So she said, shoot, hey, Charles, shoot everyone. So Charles has just come back into the studio. I want Charles to know the conversation I'm having, actually, and he can make his comments after, or he can have an opinion about it too. But we'll come back to some of the questions that we have on the cards. So, you know, from Ace. Okay. So this conversation, Charles, just want to bring you in. A lady went to the bank. She went to the drive-through. Her driver's license went to somebody else, and she got another person's information. She was livid. She was screaming. She was cursing. She was threatening the bank employees that she's going to use her friend's Glock, because her friend has a Glock, and she's going to shoot everyone for her information, and you're to get my information right now, and I want my money out of this bank. And she's going on and on and on. So the conversation was, or should she have been as belligerent as she was, or should she have been more calm? So there were a lot of opinions about that. I mean, I saw a news.
Now, what was the problem again? I don't know. I'm a little lost about that. What was the problem?
The problem.
There you go. Oh, I can't hear you. Your sound. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay, you hear me now?
There you go.
All righty, got it. So we was talking about a young lady had gone to the bank to make a
Okay.
withdrawal. She drove through the drive-through, right?
Okay.
She sent
Right.
her information to the through the chute. The other driver on the other side sent theirs through the chute too to get to the tailors, right? We're in the drive-through at
Okay.
the bank. The bank got the
Okay.
information. Once the bank did all the transactions, they switched the information to the wrong people. One of the drivers drove off with the lady's information. The other, and
Okay.
she sent the information back. But she was livid and cursing and cutting up and clowning because her information is with a stranger. The information is with a stranger, and I want my information, and I want my bank account closed, and my friend has a Glock, and she's gonna shoot you if you don't get my information back. The bank tellers told her it was a mistake. They got it mixed
Right.
up, and they're gonna get her information back. In the meantime, they blocked her accounts. Nothing happened to your accounts, ma'am. Your money is safe.
Right.
And they called the police. The police was on its way. And they also got the phone number to the person, the stranger, called the stranger to inform the stranger that they had the wrong information. But the lady is cutting up. She's clowning. She's not listening to anyone. And then the police arrives. And she said, I'm the victim. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. And she keeps screaming that she's the victim. And they have my information, and the stranger got my information, and they got my money, and they got my information. And the officer is saying, yes, ma'am, can you please calm down? Because we're not going to get anywhere with you shouting. And I'm the victim. I'm the victim. And the lady was going on and on and on. I made a comment that I think she should remain calm, so that you can get through and everyone can hear and understand that we understand that you're under a lot of pressure because a stranger has your information, but we still have to live amongst each other.
Well,
But some people have different opinions. I had more of an opinion that she should remain calm. Because I don't know if you had any experiences where you had to answer a phone. Let's say you were at work, whatever it may be. You had to answer a phone, or you were out, somewhere in the store. You made a mistake and did something. But you made a mistake. And the mistake that you made cost you a day of walking into a hellfire. So do you feel as though it's best to just everybody try to remain calm and try to communicate with one another, other than allow outbursts and belligerence that go on day to day, and it's amongst many people? And I've experienced it, and I feel like people should remain calm, because at the end of every experience you go through, whether it's be extended long, and hopefully mistakes don't call. These are not mistakes. I'm talking day-to-day mistakes that people make. I'm not talking that mistake that costs someone their life. I'm not talking about that. I'm just day-to-day mistakes that you go through, and you have to communicate with people. Just communicating with people. So
well,
how do you think she should have reacted? You think she should have screamed at everybody and said she got a Glock, or you think she should have just remained calm? Remain calm, explain the information, and say, and then it's okay to express yourself and say, I'm very nervous that this stranger had my information. And you can be nervous and you can express that, and you can tell people how you feel. But to scream out you're gonna kill everybody.
Right. And that's taking it overboard. And I don't want to go against how she, or take away any feelings that that lady has about what happened.
Mhm.
and she's allowed to feel however she wants about what's going on, the situation that's at hand. That's how I like to look at things. She's allowed to feel however she wants, and I think people get it misconstrued when it comes to being emotional and feelings and things like that. I think feelings are meant to be felt and they're meant to be expressed as well. If the only way she knew how to get her point across was to use profanity, okay, then go ahead, so be
And
it.
I
But
agree
when
with
it
that.
comes
You
to
can use
pulling the gun
profanity.
out,
Yes, I agree with that.
but when
I
it
do
comes to the
agree with
gun
that.
part, that's
But if
just a little too
the
overboard. You know what
threats,
I'm saying?
the
That's too
threats,
much. It's not that serious.
yeah, when you start to
And
want to
that's how I like to look
use
at everything. Nothing is that serious. Nothing is too serious
yeah,
when
that
you're
you have
just
to take
going
it
through
personal.
life. Right. If you take things so seriously in life, you will always be down. There will always be something that's making you sad. But when you change the way you look at things, and no matter how bad things get, if you can still find the positive, um, put a positive spin on it, I think that you can somewhat have a better life, and just it changes the way you live all around. Just and it won't be when you just go out into public and somebody cuts you off, something as simple as that. When you learn how to laugh at certain things instead of getting
Yeah,
mad like we are used to doing, um, it'll just change your whole outlook. I just recently went through a lot of changes with my life and how I looked at things, and I had to change my perspective because at some point it'll bring you down your whole life, your quality of
exactly.
life, what you if you say that you're going through something and you sad, then you're going to be going through something and you're going to forever be sad. But if you say, yeah, I'm pushing through and I'm getting through this and I'm not going to let it bring me down, and you just speaking positive things over yourself, I think it has the power to change your entire life just by speaking positive things over yourself. So in that situation of whatever the bank solution, I'm sure the bank solution was good enough for the lady. So at the end of the day, all that was kind of unnecessary,
It was
and you
unnecessary.
can almost
But
go to
you know,
jail by you saying that you're gonna pull a gun out and somebody's gonna shoot
yeah, and
somebody. I'd be
mistakes
like,
do happen.
don't tell them I'm gonna shoot them. Wait a
Yeah,
minute, if I was
yeah,
in a car, I'd be upset.
exactly. And mistakes happen, and that's exactly it. But you know what? I do commend the people at the bank because they remained calm through the whole process of the lady saying she had the Glock. And they explained it to the police, and the police was just explaining it to them.
Uh-oh, her phone must be ringing. She at the hotline bling.
She did
Hotline
say,
bling.
"I'm just mad. I'm just mad. It's not. I'm not mad at you. I'm just really mad." She expressed that. But at the end of the day, the driver did return her information. At the end of that video, the driver pulled
Right.
up with her information to turn it in, because you know what? When you're at the drive-through, sometimes I've driven away from the drive-through without counting, without seeing if I had what was in the envelope. But I'll pull over, but I drove, off before, and I'll check it, of course. But some people make mistakes and go all the way home and won't even open the envelope thinking it's theirs, their information in it. Because they trust the bank. Some people trust banks so much that they don't look in the envelope and see if they have in somebody else's information. And the driver, exactly what that driver said too. The driver said he noticed it wasn't his, and he had to bring it back. And it was five hundred
Mhm.
dollars was in the envelope. She got it back.
Mm. Right, and I'm sure they would have given it back to her. She didn't have anything to worry about. People
Yes.
try to. I think a lot of people try to. I, I think we don't understand the power in our own tongue sometimes,
Yeah.
and we kind of rant sometime and say things willy nilly when, hey, those words that you're using are heavy words for some
Yeah.
people, for someone else. It may
Right.
not be a big deal for you, but from where
Right.
I'm from, if somebody says that they're getting ready to pull the Glock out, the police
It's
is on the
serious.
way and all kinds of stuff is about to happen. Maybe if you don't know who has a gun too, they might pull a gun out, and you don't even know how to use the gun, and you talking about a gun. So
Exactly.
you got to kind of be careful about what you say out of your mouth these days. You do have to think before you talk. You do. you
Yeah.
know. And just like you have to, we pray before we eat. You do certain things before you do other things. You think before you talk. I think
Yes.
if we try to practice that, we'll be good, you know. But
Yeah.
I don't like to
I
spend
commend
a lot of
I
time
commend
on negative
all
things
of us.
that's happening in the world, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And I try to
she
put a
was
positive
upset.
spin on things.
Hmm. She was really upset, and but I commend all of them, even the cop, because they could have reported that she threatened him with a gun, and they really would have been a bad situation, and they didn't do that, and they waited till the cop interview, spoke to them individually. I commend the cop; he took time with everyone, and then even when the manager came up, the manager was trying to speak for the employees. And the cop said to the manager, "Were you there? Where did you
Mm,
see it?" And he said, "No." And so he wanted to speak directly to the people who were involved. And
mm.
they explained exactly, what they experienced. And it was harsh, because she was still at the door. She came into the bank, they said, "Stay outside. I'm going to talk to them." She came in and she was just she's been a bit irate, but she was upset. She said, "I'm not upset with you." And that's exactly what you said. And that's, that goes back to what you were saying. People have a right to express themselves, and that's true.
Right,
But also, you have to understand the way you express yourself sometimes, and you shouldn't go so far as to talk about
right,
guns, especially because with so many shootings going on right now, everyone's carrying guns right now. Some of the states said they're going to pass laws where you don't even have to have any training or anything like that. So, you have to
right.
really, exactly. So you have to, really be careful with how you speak. But we're getting into time right now. So we're going to kind of end our show and start again next Wednesday. We'll be back with you on Smart Black Woman TV. Please join us. Come in, make comments, leave your opinion about the conversations that we just had, and I'll have some answers for you when we come back. And Charles, thank you very much. Your presence is very
No
well
problem.
here at Smart Black Woman TV. Come always so we can speak to people, make them feel the happy times that we have when we communicate and talk over the phones. And of course,
Mhm.
when we see each other, I'm just, glad that we have a connection that we have. And hopefully
Yes.
a lot of other parents can have connections with their sons as we do. Just love on your people, love on your family. Let's make changes. Let's do things a little different for everyone, because we all have to live amongst each other. There's no color. There's a full rainbow. We can all love on each other. There's so many colors and kinds of all of us. We're going to continue to love each other. Be happy. Try to make every day happy. If
Yes.
today you can be
Yes.
happy, just be happy. Don't
Right.
worry, be happy. So again, thanks for joining Smart Black
Thank
Woman
you.
TV. We're on NPNTv. Come again. Bye bye.
Later.
This program was made possible by Neighborhood Planet Broadcasting Systems, Neighborhood Planet Network, and from contributions to NPNTv from viewers like you.